The Rhodium Group, a New York-based organization that analyzes global trends and has been monitoring the Chinese outbound investments the past couple of years, they've issued a new report that analyzes the foreign direct investment, the FDI, that China has made in the U.S., and this year is on track to set a record year. The report from Rhodium shows the Chinese investment in the United States is expected to hit a record high this year, thanks largely to big-ticket items. Major projects targeted by Chinese FDI this year include the $2.5 billion purchase by China Petroleum and Chemical Corporation, or Sinopec, of a one-third stake in 5 shale oil and gas fields across the U.S. from Ohio-based Devon Energy. Copper tube producer Golden Dragon also broke ground on a $100 million manufacturing facility in Wilcox County, Alabama. The banking sector also saw the acquisition by Industrial and Commercial Bank of China of 80% of Bank of East Asia's U.S. operations for $140 million. 2 headline-making investments were not included in the report: Dalian Wanda Group's $2.6 billion acquisition of U.S. movie theater operator AMC Entertainment, and Superior Aviation Beijing Company's $1.8 billion bid for aerospace company Hawker Beechcraft in early July. While Super Aviation is still awaiting approval from the U.S. authorities, while Hawker remains in federal bankruptcy proceedings in New York, Wanda and AMC announced last Wednesday that they have received approval from the Committee on Foreign Investment in the U.S. That, along with clearances from Chinese and other U.S. authorities, mean the deal should close as planned by the end of August, according to Wanda. If the Super Aviation deal is also approved, these investments would push the total Chinese FDI in the U.S. beyond $8 billion this year, and that does not include projects in the pipeline. Chinese foreign direct investment in the first half of this year covered 33 projects. The report said 12 were acquisitions, 21 involved greenfield investments or the construction of new facilities. Tylo Hahnemann, research director for Rhodium, which monitors Chinese FDI in the U.S., said that the large-scale investments could make 2012 a record year, beating the $5.7 billion record set in 2010. Ge Shunqi, deputy head of the Institute of International Economics in Nankai University in Tianjin, said that with the U.S. economy trying to get out of the doldrums, investment from China is particularly welcomed. Ge said, Chinese investments in the U.S. offers great potential and will help stabilize growth in the next decade. Sangbai Chuan, director of the Institute of International Business at the University of International Business and Economics, believed that a new era was dawning. After decades of growth, Chinese enterprises are capable of entering the developed U.S. market, and China's large foreign reserves will also be of benefit. Ge agreed and identified key investment sectors. Investment in the U.S. will bring differing returns to Chinese enterprises. Some enterprises will enjoy easier access to the U.S. market and lower costs, while others will acquire natural resources as well as high-end technology resources. High-end manufacturing and public infrastructure will be the key areas for Chinese investment in the U.S. as the U.S. embarks on reindustrialization. While Chinese investors continue to pour money into a range of industries, a few sectors specified in the Rhodium report, including oil and gas, which, led by the Sinopec-Devon deal, accounted for the bulk of Chinese FDI in the U.S. Besides big-ticket projects, Rhodium Group pointed to recent positive developments in investment policy, both in the U.S. and China. It cited U.S. President Barack Obama's order to increase visa issuing capacity in China by up to 40% in 2012, and official statements welcoming Chinese participation in U.S. infrastructure development during the May U.S.-China Strategic and Economic Dialogue. While the report said the welcoming tone is a first step, it cautioned that the main challenge businesses will face in pursuing infrastructure projects will be finding the logistical and legal means to participate more directly without sparking national security concerns. Rhodium's Hahnemann said, there is deep concern in the U.S. over Chinese FDI in the telecom sector, and recent incidents involving ZTE mean such sentiment won't fade anytime soon.